Welcome back to this special edition of Hannity. We've been telling you for a long time that on this show that the border crisis is out of control. And now, finally, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas seems to agree. Here's what he said to the Border Patrol in leaked audio obtained by us, Fox News. Listen.
Border is the first line of defense. We're going to lose, and this is unsustainable. We can't continue like this. Our people in the field can't continue, and our system isn't built for it.
A rare moment of honesty, but don't expect the mainstream media to make a big deal out of this story or the record-breaking number of migrant encounters in July. According to Newsbusters, the network ignored that story, but we're eager to cover Britney Spears' conservatorship battle. Joining me now with reaction are Fox News contributor Joe Concha, Tom Homan, and Sarah Carter. Joe, let me just go to you right now.
Sure.
I'll go to Tom. Let me go to Tom first. Tom, let me go to you right now. I find the leaked audio from the DHS secretary an admission of failure. How do you see it?
Well, look, I've been saying for 7 months the secretary's lying to the American people. He's on national TV claiming the border's closed and secure. He's testified in front of Congress at least 3 times saying the border's secure and it's closed. And he cannot go down to the southern border, look at the men and women wearing green, and tell them that, because he probably wouldn't make it out of there because they're dealing with this every day. So I'm convinced he didn't know he's being taped, or he would never have said that. But look, this border is not secure. It's not closed. We got over 1 million apprehensions by this administration under this president. We have 200,000 people released, mainly with COVID. We have fentanyl coming across the border at record numbers with 92,000 overdose deaths. Trafficking is up. We have over 20 border places died of COVID that come across that border. He took the most secure border I've seen in my entire career and made it the most out of control border. The border is disaster on the short time he's been president. I've never seen anything like it. It's the worst border situation I've seen in my career.
You know, Sarah, this situation, Britney Spears' situation is a smoke and screen type of scenario because the left-wing media wants to focus on Britney Spears, but they don't want to focus on what is affecting everyone in this country. The illegal migration of illegal aliens. On one hand, they talk about masking up and they're having thousands of these people cross the border with COVID. How do they get away with it?
Leo, you're right. I mean, look, I was just there. I just returned today from McAllen, Texas. I can tell you this. The residents in McAllen, the residents all across the border towns, their resources are strained. They're frustrated. They see a rise in COVID. Tom Homan's right. We have now 400 Border Patrol agents who are at home with COVID-related illness and, have to stay off duty for at least 2 weeks. Others who have passed away, they're on the front lines. And let's talk about the humanitarian crisis. If you really care, if President Biden says he truly cares about the people that are coming in here, then he'll stop this, because those people that are coming across the border are being trafficked by human traffickers, drug cartels. They're being exploited. They are dying themselves and obtaining COVID. So what we're seeing is a devastating situation on the border. And I can tell you this, a lot of DHS officials that I've spoken to, a lot of federal law enforcement and local law enforcement are saying flat out that President Biden is derelict in his duties.
I agree with that. No disagreement there at all. Joe, I know you're a big Britney Spears fan, but we got to focus on the border. I'm asking you seriously from a standpoint of how the media can basically be in bed with Joe Biden, focus on everything else but the crisis at the border, and get away with it. I mean, what inside poll numbers is he looking at? You're a media guru. How is he getting away with it for such a long time?
Well, we weren't supposed to share the whole Britney Spears thing. My first workout song every day is toxic. I admit it. But it is a toxic situation at the border, Leo, as I transition out of that awkward transition. So, look, Axios is now reporting that 50,000 migrants were released into the U.S. without a court date. And President Biden has been in office for more than 200 days. He has yet to visit the border, which is in crisis. And perhaps that's why it's been more than 90 days since he's done a one-on-one interview. And that's different from a presser, Leo, because a halfway decent journalist who cares about accountability, there are a few out there, believe me, would press the president when he gives a vague, generic, BS answer and press him. In the case of the border, one would only have to hammer home the numbers that you just talked about or read back the quotes from Democratic lawmakers and mayors in border states and towns saying this is a humanitarian crisis. Show him photos of facilities at 300%, 400%, 500% over capacity and ask, sir, what is your plan and how could you say that your vice president is doing a good job? Because again, Mr. Biden put Vice President Harris in charge of solving this crisis at the border, which is a fascinating choice when you consider that Harris agreed that all legal boarding crossings should be made legal and compared ICE to the KKK. And Harris has yet to hold one press conference on this, and her role began, what, 140 days ago? So you would think after Secretary Mayorkas's visit this week and his dire comments that were caught on tape that NBC, CBS, ABC, and their evening newscasts that are watched by 20 million people combined would have covered it, but they barely touched it because Britney Spears, to your point, took major precedent. I'm not saying that Britney isn't a story, but there's no reason that you can't do both. By the way, Leo, I want to debut this. This is an idea I have. I'm thinking about calling it Conch 2.0. And it's completely original, right? I got you.
I've been had. He's gotten me. Hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Tom.
There's no
Thank
copyright
you, Sarah.
infringement on this, right?
Hey,
Okay,
no,
thanks,
and
man.
Joe, I'm blushing. Joe, can you tell I'm blushing right now? Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Joe, Tom, and Sarah, thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.